Warmest greetings to all my incredible subscribers and new viewers alike. Thank you for joining us today as we dive into Lokomotiv Cove FC. Lokomotiv Cove Football Club is an Australian amateur football soccer club based in Alexandria, a suburb of Sydney. They currently play in the Eastern Suburbs Football Association. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of history and exploring its multifaceted nature. The club was formed in early 2007 by members of the Cove, a supporter group of a league club Sydney FC. However, the club's beginnings trace back to 2005, when a charity match was played between members of the Cove and the Mariners Central Coast Mariners supporters. While it's believed that the name of the club was penned because of the use of trains to get to games on the Central Coast, it was actually suggested by Darren Bozinowski, a member of the Cove, at the Campsie Hotel while watching a league fixture. The name came about after a conversation with Darren, Victor Azevedo and Christian Thompson about the naming of the Sydney FC supporters team. Each person started suggesting names by using the name of Eastern European football clubs and putting Cove at the end of the name, but when Darren suggested Lokomotiv, a name usually associated with railway company football teams from the former Eastern Bloc, everyone agreed that the name sounded great and decided that should be the name of the new team. The name Lokomotiv was formally used at the supporters' charity match a week later, when Christian Thompson was asked by the ground announcer at the Cove vs Mariners charity match what the Sydney FC supporters team would be called. Christian, remembering the conversation the week before, said, "We're called Lokomotiv Cove," and since that moment the name has remained. Later in that season, a Lokomotiv Cove team played a match against Den United, a Queensland Raw supporter team, in a curtain raiser to a Queensland Raw Sydney FC match at Suncorp Stadium. Now, let's shift our attention to inaugural season 2007. After being incorporated in November 2006, Lokomotiv played its first match as an official club in the Don Parks Trophy at Mingara Recreation Centre on the Central Coast. Following an enthralling encounter played over 80 minutes due to the extreme summer temperatures, the game was locked at. A penalty shootout followed, with Lokomotiv missing the final penalty and losing. On 20 January 2007, the club played its second charity match, this time in the 52,000-seat Suncorp Stadium as a curtain raiser to the Queensland Raw vs Sydney FC, a league encounter. Played over 35 minutes, Lokomotiv conceded a goal with less than 5 minutes remaining, giving it little chance of defending the trophy won in the previous year. Under the guidance of the assistant manager, the result ended. Soon after, inaugural coach and director of football Darren Bozinowski decided to move to the US for personal reasons, and club president Ben Willing reluctantly accepted his resignation. Pre-season trials and training began upon return of the squad to Sydney, with the club developing a nomadic existence at Sydney's Centennial Park and Wentworth Park, while home ground Tempe Reserve was required for completion of the cricket season. In February, Adam Coates was appointed the club's new head coach and made responsible for grading the teams. The task was made more difficult by the fact that it was the first time many players had played in the Eastern Suburbs Football Association, where the competition structure and standard differed considerably to other associations in the Sydney metropolitan area. The club's first competitive match was played by the senior team, who were entered into the ESFA Men's Division 2 competition. The match was the first of the ESFA Cup and was a successful victory over Queen's Park team. This began a cup run that was to end at the hands of Marlborough in the quarter-finals on 11 June. Loco matched it with the current Division 1 leaders and had an open goal attempt miraculously saved in the dying seconds to prevent the game going to extra time. From early in the season, it was clear that the club's best chance of success lay with the senior women's team, who were playing in Division 3. Coach Cesar Bolivar had a tight-knit bunch of girls led by Norwegian Stagrid Back, who scored 48 goals from midfield, and Noni Paling, who provided many of Gree's assists en route to the team winning Loco's first league premiership. Both girls had joined the club after playing First Division for the University of Newcastle in the Northern NSW Women's League. The experience rubbed off on their teammates, many of whom were playing their first season of competitive football. Unfortunately, a torn meniscus for Noni and international travel plans for Greece prevented the duo from playing in the finals series, and the team was unable to win the Premiership Championship double. The senior men's squad overcome a slow start in the league to record 6 wins in their final 8 games and wrap up third spot in the Division 2 Premiership. Unfortunately for the team, Scottish central defenders Kevin Collins and Damien Haggerty were unaware of the Australian notion of finals football and had organised holidays home to Glasgow, coinciding with Loko's first men's finals appearance. The result was a drubbing from Maccabi Haifa. In the lower men's division, the club was less successful due to the new combinations and lack of competitive knowledge of the new competition for many players and the club grading committee. The Division 456 and 8 teams all won the wooden spoon in their respective competitions, while the Division 7 team finished third and Division 3 team mid-table. The Division 7 team earned Loko's first championship, however, with a over the Lions at Hensley Athletic Field in front of a crowd of around 200 people. The goal scored in the last 5 minutes led to a large celebration amongst the terminus. Greback was awarded the Golden Boot for the district. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore season 2008 from a different angle. Season 2008 was not quite as successful for Lokomotiv, with no league champions or grand finalists. The SU team and their team 2007ers made the finals of their respective competitions but were both knocked out in elimination matches. The club's team finished the season in equal fourth but missed the finals on goal difference. As we venture forward, let's examine season 2009 ESFA Premier League in detail and gain a deeper appreciation for its significance. In 2009, Lokomotiv Cove hired Chris Kartzes to coach the Premier League squad. Chris brought with him experience from Bankstown City Lions, Sydney Olympic, API Leichhardt and Canterbury Merrickville, coaching in the New South Wales Premier League, National Youth League in the NSL days and in the NSW Youth League system. He recruited strongly with 4 players coming from Dulwich Hill FC in the New South Wales State League Division 1, Terry Kinistis from Street George Saints, Sam LaRocca, former Marconi Stallions star, and Derek Poymer, former Australian Youth International and West Adelaide SC Player of the Year in the National Soccer League. Early in March, Chris secured the signing of Chad Gibson, former Queensland Raw captain. Former Socceroo Paul Bilokopik joined the club not long afterwards. These were significant signings for an amateur club only in existence for 3 years. These players supplemented a squad that already included a number of players from the previous year, including Sean Widerer, who formerly played with Adelaide United in the National Soccer League, and Henry Glynn, who has previously played in the League of Ireland prior to twice breaking his leg. Lokomotiv Cove FC entered the NSW Tiger Turf Cup Ocker Water Cup for the first time and reached round 2. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impact of season 2010 on our broader topic. In 2010, Lokomotiv Cove saw its side win the league and grand final double, the first time a Loko team achieved this feat. 4 Loko teams won through to their respective grand finals, and all 4 teams won their grand final matches. A whole of 1 league champion and 4 grand final winners' trophies was, at that time, Lokomotiv Cove's most successful season so far. Prepare yourself for an in-depth analysis of season 2011 in this section. In 2011, Lokomotiv Cove managed to get 7 teams into the finals, including 2 teams in men's all-age Division 6. Their side, the Forfers, were crowned league champions. 5 teams won through to the grand finals, including both inner, which set up the club's first all-Loko grand final. The grand final was won by Loko's orb side, the Fat Bastards, denying their side the league and grand final double. A whole of 1 league champion and 2 grand final winners' trophies capped off a strong season. Now, let's dig deeper into season 2012 and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. In 2012, Lokomotiv Cove had 5 teams in the finals, men's and women's. The women's all team won their grand final against Queen's Park Pumas. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on season 2013. In 2013, Lokomotiv Cove had a record 3 teams become league champions, although did 3 and all. A whopping 10 teams qualified for finals, also a club record. 3 teams won through to their respective grand finals, that and all. 2 of those teams and all won their grand finals. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of colours and badge. The club uses the same colours sky blue, navy blue and orange as a league team, Sydney FC. The Lokomotiv Cove badge is based around an anchor, which is also used on most of the traditional flags and crests of the harbour city of Sydney, Australia. The anchor has wings, which represents the grille seen on the front of many trains. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of teams. The club currently has 17 teams entered into ESFA League competitions for 2012. There are 15 men's and 2 women's teams. The men play in the ESFA Premier League, the men's all-age divisions 1 to 10 and overs, while the women play in senior women's divisions 2 and 3. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of supporters. Lokomotiv Cove has a supporters group which is called the Terminus. In this section, we'll be shedding light on honours and its impact on our understanding of the subject. League Champions 6. 2007 Senior Women's Division 3. 2010 All-Age Men's Division 8. 2011 All-Age Men's Division 6. 2013 All-Age Men's Division 6. 2013 Over 35 Men's Division 3. 2013 All-Age Women's Division 3 Grand Final Winners 10. 2007 All-Age Division 7 vs Lions FC. 2010 All-Age Women Division 2 vs Couge. 2010 All-Age Division 1 vs Barnstoneworth. 2010 All-Age Division 5 vs Sydney University. 2010 All-Age Division 8 vs Dunbar Rovers. 2011 All-Age Division 3 vs Padgewood. 2011 All-Age Division 6 vs Lokomotiv Cove. 2012 All-Age Women Division 4 vs Queen's Park Pumas. 2013 All-Age Division 8 in penalties vs Waverley. 2013 All-Age Women Division 3 vs Maccabi ESFA Cup 0. 2007 Quarter-Finals. 2008 not held. 2009 Second Round. 2010 Semi-Finals. 2011 Quarter-Finals. 2012 Don Parks Trophy 2. 2005 vs Dynamo Monitor. 2012 vs Yellow Army Annual vs Raw Fans 1. 2006 vs Den United Soccer Hose Trophy 1. 2007 vs Assis on Tour 2 June 2007 FFDU Supporters Club 5-a-side 1. 2011 vs SBS Television 30 October 2011 Water Cup 0. 2009 Second Round. 2010 Second Round. 2011 Preliminary Round. 2012 did not enter. As we progress, let's shine a spotlight on club and examine its intricate interplay within our topic. Lokomotiv Cove FC played its first competitive match in the ESFA Cup competition, Round 1, 25 March 2007 vs Queen's Park. Lokomotiv Cove won the match a first goal. ESFA Cup, Philip Wood v Queen's Park 25 March 2007. League Domino Postigian v Sydney University a 1 April 2007 record victory, v Kitherians a 22 April 2012 record defeat, v Sydney University a 2008 record draw, v Padgewood a 13 May 2007. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on player. Most goals. All time, Philip Wood 52, Greback 48. Single match, Greback 8 goals versus Queen's Park 29 April 2007. I love interacting with my viewers, so leave me a comment and I'll do my best to respond.